already yet. When they agree, okay, look, they get him going, and then they start shooting, and he starts saying, "Oh my God, Assad is shooting at us, and we're all cowering in fear." It was all fake.
Unbelievable. That's like the girl with the incubators. That's like the young girl with the incubators in the Kuwait. Remember, that the soldiers, the Iraqi soldiers, were throwing the babies out of the incubators, and then it turns out she was a daughter of an Iraqi of a Kuwaiti ambassador, and Hill and Knowlton public relations firm set the whole thing up.
Yeah, and we also had Gay Girl in Damascus, which was another one. This was something the NPR couldn't keep its hands off of. This was supposed to be a young gay Damascus who was, brutalized. By then they were trying to portray Assad as being a Muslim fanatic. So they were saying that because she was gay, because she was a woman, she was getting oppressed, and then she disappeared for about a week, and then it was, it was cryptic. Everybody knew what had happened. Well, it turned out Gay Girl in Damascus was not gay or a girl or even in Damascus. It was some white guy.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable.
I'm saying that the media is portraying as being fact.
So, Brandon, just to wrap this up now, because you covered a lot, is there any hope within our country? I'm talking about. Is there any hope for the average American to start to get wise to all this that the empire is doing?
Hope? Yeah, there's always hope. Do I have great expectations? Not necessarily, but there's always, it's going to depend on us. We are absolutely bombarded with media, and it's not just news media either. I mean, this is all kinds of media. You have the internet, you have social, you have the sports garbage, and then you have the television programming. The people are completely just downloading themselves with day in and day out, and it makes it very difficult for people to break out of this. But there is a window of opportunity here. I mean, we're not in great shape ourselves, and despite the fact that our choices out of 300 million people are Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. I think more people are horrified than they are supporting Clinton or Trump.
But the problem, but Brandon, here's the problem. As a person who has been around a little bit, I'm a little older than you, and I've seen everything. I've seen a lot of stuff. See, the problem with what you just said, and you're right, you're 100% correct. So the problem with the American public is that the media has portrayed like these two people for the wrong reasons. In other words, Hillary Clinton, like with Obama, is portrayed as a Marxist, okay? As a socialist, which is the opposite, okay? And Trump is portrayed as a racist and Islamophobe and hates everybody and whatever. But yet when he comes out, and again, I think he's an idiot, but when he comes out and says things like he'll work with Putin, he'll work with Russia. That's why the Republicans, are jumping ship off his ship, and that's why they're gonna make sure that she wins the election.
Yeah, and personally, I've always thought that that's since he jumped in the race, that's what he's there to do. By the way, is to get in there and hand it to her by virtue of his own verbal diarrhea. But there's also, as you mentioned, that's a good point that they are talking about these people in a way that, you talk about Trump's racism. Well, I personally haven't seen it, but there's plenty of reasons not to like Trump. And there's reasons that they abound. They talk about Hillary Clinton's or Bill Clinton's affair. That's not even a legitimate reason to attack Hillary. You could throw a dart at a wall and have a reason to not support Hillary Clinton. Or her physical health, which I personally think is fine. Not her mental health. Mental health is something different.
Well, here's something that I've been telling people for years. When you have libertarian, and I know that you're not political. I know before we had the interview, you explained to me very carefully that you're not really into all this stuff. I mean, I guess I'm more than you are because I consider myself to be I'd say a socialist, if you want to use that phrase or that label. But the interesting thing, Brandon, is that when you have the libertarians who are supposed, true conservatives, and you have the Green Party people, which are more, we'll say, true progressives, when they agree 100% on foreign policy, maybe people should listen,
Yeah, I agree, and I think in this election, if you've got to vote, third party is your only option, because I cannot see going to vote for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. I just couldn't press one of those buttons.
Well, like I tell a lot of people, when they argue with me, when I say I'm going to vote for the Green Party, they say, "Oh, I like what they stand for, but they can't win. They can't win, Phil. They can't win. You're wasting your vote." So I say, "Well, you're a pragmatist." They go, "Yeah." I said, "You're a pragmatist." I said, "You know what a pragmatist is? A pragmatist is the guy who's in front of the firing squad and asks for a blindfold."
Exactly.
That's the pragmatist. But anyway, it's been a pleasure having you on. You've covered a really lot of ground. I learned a lot, and I guess because I read some of your articles and stuff. But anyway, you've been a real wealth of information, and I hope that we can do this again. And for people to check out, what's the best way for people to check out your writing? Is there go ahead, tell us a site that they can go to or whatever.
Yeah, go to BrandonTurbeville.com, and that's the website where I just post all of my articles, all the interviews, and archives of my radio show. All that information there at BrandonTurbeville.com. BrandonTurbeville, T as in Tom, U-R, B as in boy, E, V as in Victor, ILLE.com. So that's for people out there that can't understand my New York or my Brooklyn accent. But thank you so much for being on, Brandon, and we hope to do this again. Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Thanks, folks, for listening to this wonderful interview. We'll have another one really soon. And just remember that your influence counts. Use it. Good night.
What you